Hello everyone, I'm Apex Zero here at Midnight Racecraft, bringing you a race today from Watkins Glen in a Lotus Type 51. This race was fun. As you can see, I started in last place, immediately get a position off the start, and then proceed to pass everyone going into the last corner before the actual start-finish line. So before the race even officially begins, we've already got one person in the wall, me up to 27th actually 26th. Maybe, nope, just 26 before the line. I gained 10 spots before the line even came. And that was one of the main difficulties of this race, was the traffic and the hard starts that were starting from last place and everyone just kind of jumbling into one kind of mess of cars. Had many restarts from the first two corners alone, either just getting up on the two wheels or up over someone. Or my next most common restarting place was right here, and for that reason exactly, everyone just kind of went haywire and checked up, and I just kind of happened to find a line through everyone that time. That was a very scary moment, especially this as going a little bit too deep into the chicane for the first time. I'll do that several times throughout the race. The starts on this race were very, very hard. It was a matter of trying to pick a line through everyone that wouldn't see you in the wall or in the back of anyone or in the side of anyone, or getting caught up in everyone else's shenanigans. It was just picking the line, making sure you keep your momentum up and not get caught up by anyone else's accidents. And as you've seen me pick my way through the people on this earlier this lap, there actually was a little bit of contact coming out of that turn with the yellow car on my right side. That was scary because I felt it in the wheel that I was using. I thought for sure that when he hit me, I was going to go straight into that inside wall on the right. But luckily I didn't, and I kept going. And it actually turned out to be a very, very good race. It was just a matter of picking my way through the traffic and picking my passing points, really. Although it kind of looks like I just passed wherever I caught up to people. But as you've probably seen going into that first corner, I had a really bad near lockup. And that was one problem that I had a couple of times throughout this race, was almost locking up the car going into turn one. I was running this on realistic aids, which for this car there was no traction control, no anti-lock brakes, and no stability control, so I had nothing to help keep the car in line. It was all just down to driver skill. But luckily this little Type 51 Lotus isn't all that powerful, and it's rather planted, so you don't have to worry about the tires spinning up on corner exit from any corner, even first and second gear corners, which I haven't found any on this track. But like that, you can either take too much speed into the corner and get sideways and maybe save it, because you just don't have the steering lock to really save it if you get super, super sideways. I got lucky on that one, I think. But the biggest problem with this car was the understeer, and you'll probably see me do it here in the next lap. I know I do it on the last lap after I pass the leaders, that the car just understeers and it pushes so hard. It's not terrible, but it's just something you have to really keep in mind whenever you're going around a track, is that you might be able, it feels like the car can take that corner, or say turn one here a lot faster than it actually can, but you try to do that and you just understeer wide and you're off in the no man's land. Also, another thing to worry about, as you've probably just seen, was the grass. It likes to eat these cars. You put one wheel on the grass and it will more than likely do one of two things. One, it'll spin you out, which happened many times. Or two, like you saw here, it'll just drag your car off and cost you a lot of time. Because I had that guy pass going down the backstretch, and then I ate grass and slowed down and got pulled off, and then had to wait till the sweeper to pass him again. But yeah, like I said, understeer was the biggest problem, or entering into the corner too fast. As you see there, I just have the wheel cranked and it's not turning as sharp as it really should be. But then again, I also was running a default setup on this car. I did no tuning to this whatsoever. Gear ratios are all the same, suspension's still the same. I pretty much just jumped into this and didn't really care about the setup. But as we get another giant kick of oversteer. Like I said, watch your corner speed. And then these two were having a lovely little battle. Decided to put my car up the middle and terrify the ever-living crap out of all of us. But somehow I made it stick, and then I looked down at my lap and position counter and realized that I'm in 4th place. I was not expecting to get up this high, especially this early in the race, or expecting to have this good of a battle that I'm about to have with this blue car that I just passed. I go too deep, going into the chicane, run wide on the grass, not too terribly wide, and then I gather it all back up for the second half. He, however, runs too deep into the second half, eats curb, and then I just put my car back up to the inside of the sweeper. And now I'm looking at the 2 leaders with 1 lap to go. Pretty much. We've got 2 corners before the last lap, and I can see the 2 leaders. So here comes my teammate, and I could think, okay, well, I know I'm faster into this corner than most of the AI, so I actually get the corner spot on this time. He runs a little bit on the grass. Like I said earlier, if I had the replay up, you'd see he just puts a tire on the grass and just gets super loose and loses tons and tons of momentum. Even the blue car that I passed in the sweeper gets around him. And here we come on the final lap. I put the move on the leader up the inside and immediately brake. I seen him dive to the inside. I tried to carry a little bit too much speed through turn 1, run wide, but so does he. We both have a little bit of a slow run up the corner, but I have more momentum. I just keep my foot in it, up the hill, up the little, or through the little kink at the top of the hill, and I'm just gone. They can't, I don't know why. Whenever I was watching the replay back, all the AIs were pretty much flat out through that corner. And for some reason, I just had more momentum. I don't know why. I think it might have been because they were downshifting too much, but that's the AI's problem, not mine. Lovely run through the sweeper, finally get it right. And then I come through this through the chicane, and then through the sweeper, I run on the curb a little bit. Probably shouldn't have done that, but leader's miles, or the second place is miles back. I'm gone, and I feel pretty comfortable right about now. I know that the only way I'm going to lose this race is if I cock it up massively somewhere. And with 1 quarter to go, I'm thinking, okay, well, I've got this. Let's just not mess this up. And lock up the brakes and get a nice big old slide going in the corner. Lose tons of momentum, but like I said, I'm miles out front, and that secures me the victory. It was a fun race. I would recommend you try the Lotus 51 yourself. And I'm Apex Zero. Peace out.